Good evening. I am Chance Bowen, and this is the Paint the Town Red podcast. Today, we've got Ghislaine Maxwell set to testify, Dave Smith breathing fire at Turning Point USA, Gavin Newsom trying to act like a freedom fighter on the Sean Ryan show, and Trump going Call of Duty mode on Russia after handing Ukraine another billion-dollar weapons drop. Up first, we have Ghislaine Maxwell, set to testify in order to get her 20 years sentence reduced. Hopefully, we can make sure that the cameras in jail are working this time, so we can prove that she killed herself and that there's nothing behind the giant blackmailing operation to control the United States, and it was all just a conspiracy like Trump said. And the Israeli government, although heavily involved, just like in the JFK assassinations, is not to blame. Moving on. So Dave Smith, yes, the libertarian with a mullet who reads more Rothberg than Ben Shapiro reads his own Twitter replies, showed up at Turning Point USA, and let's just say he cooked. The dude walks in like a Ron Paul remix and starts asking the questions Charlie Kirk won't. Talk about endless war, national debt, and why being America first means maybe not licking the boots of foreign lobbies? Here are some of the highlights.
Is Israel an ally of the United States?
No.
Do you say Israel is not an ally? That is not an opinion that people hear a lot. Why is that?
They have been constantly pushing America toward more aggressive policies, toward getting in more fights. And just like I always say, if you went out to the bar every single night with your friend, and every night your friend's trying to convince you to get into a fight, and while you're beating a lot of people up, you're also taking a lot of wounds, and you're going to jail, and you're getting in trouble, you got to stop hanging out with that friend. And so I think that you know what? I also don't believe in welfare, and they shouldn't get another dime of U.S. taxpayer money, and they should not.
So
Hold on. Their lobby should register as a foreign.
That's a good segue. Finish that.
And they should stop blackmailing our politics.
Got it. So back to Josh.
Notice the overwhelming crowd cheering for Dave at a Charlie Kirk event. I hope you're paying attention. The party seems to be awakening, but still, the people in control won't accept it. And what happens next won't be surprising to most of you, but a total compromise of our freedom of speech. Some in the crowd allegedly asked a tough question about Israeli influence on U.S. foreign policy.
Why can I burn an American flag in my country, but I get a mark by my name if I burn Israel's? Like, how?
I think that's an entirely fair question. It's totally outrageous. You got 65 million people here illegally, according to the administration, and the only ones who are deported are ones who criticize a foreign country. I don't understand it. It's driving people insane, actually, and it's making people angry in a bad way. People are so mad. I mean, I've never seen anything like the rage online. And I get it. I get it. That's the worst part. I get it. People go crazy after a while if you totally ignore their concerns, if you call them names rather than answering their questions.
Asking questions, folks. Just asking questions. I asked Tucker Carlson a question last night. People seem to like it. I got job opportunities after it. Yep, off we go. Have a good one.
What are we doing? Is Turning Point USA now Turning Point USSR? You can chant free speech all day, but if you get arrested for asking about foreign influence, then congrats. You've literally become what you claim to fight. Up next, Gavin Newsom. Yes, the man with hair gel that has more integrity than his policy record showed up to a Sean Ryan show to pitch himself as some rugged, independent-thinking California cowboy. And to be honest, I was shocked. Not by his words. Those are always pretty smooth. But by the fact that Sean Ryan didn't choke him out mid-interview for crimes against masculinity. Newsom said things like, "I care about freedom, I support families, and I think censorship is wrong." Coming from the guy who shut down churches and left strip clubs open. Don't try to rebrand yourself as Ron DeSantos with veneers now. We are not that dumb. But hey, props to Sean Ryan for letting the guy talk. Wish the Republican Party was like that. Okay, let's talk about Donald, the art of the weapons deal, Trump. Big story. The man just approved another massive weapons package to Ukraine. Missiles, tanks, night vision, you name it, we sent it. Trump says, if Russia keeps pushing, we'll retaliate even harder. Who's we? Ukrainians firing our guns or us? America First actually meant Ukraine Unlimited. We're over here sending missiles while veterans are sleeping in tents. Real question, is this 5D chess or just neocon cosplay? Because if Trump keeps playing both sides, peace president by day, Raytheon rep by night, then we are all left with confused boomers and radicalized zoomers, trading conspiracy memes on Telegram. Now, some of you don't know the history on Ukraine and why MAGA and Trump were previously against getting involved in Ukraine in the first place. So let me just give you a short footnote version of what kind of has occurred. The U.S. deep state and globalists kept pushing NATO eastward, threatening the Russian buffer zone and violating post-Cold War agreements. Ukraine, flirting with NATO and EU membership, was the last straw for Putin. James Baker, U.S. Secretary of State, made an agreement with Putin in the 1990s, promising we would not expand one more inch towards Russia after the reunification of Germany. Then, in March 1999, we officially accepted Poland, Hungary, and the Chechen Republic into NATO. Then Ukraine started uttering things like an open door policy to join NATO. So what's the problem? Ukraine has a lot of Russians in their country, like 30 to 40%. The majority of the refugees that fled the war went directly towards Russia. In my mind, Putin was defending Eastern Orthodox, traditional Christian civilization against the woke secular West. While the West exports rainbow flags and hormone blockers, Russia builds cathedrals. Putin invaded to draw a red line for Russian identity, culture, and sovereignty, a nationalist pushback against the cultural decay spreading from the West. How could I argue with that? I mean, look at Zelensky. I see this as Putin challenging the post-World War II liberal international order, the same system that props up mass immigration, endless wars, foreign aid, massive debt, and cultural rot. Whether you like him or not, he seems to be punching back against this. So, what do we do as Americans? Well, I say we honor our word and we fight Russia like Reagan did, through competition in the world market. We don't want to send our taxpayer money so that it can end up in the hands of some far left billionaires that got Zelensky elected and set this all up from the beginning. Trump has preached this many times, until now. Remember Burisma Holdings? Trump used to bring that up all the time. The Hunter Biden was being bribed. That was in Ukraine. At the end of the day, I am America first. And when I see a country like Russia who is Christian values, I would want our country to make a partnership with them, not push them to China. Then you see the Ukrainian leaders who deny Christ and are propped up by billionaires who deny Christ. These people also have heavy ties with China. Now, this is the important part. They are literally sapping our country dry and splitting the two countries who actually have a lot in common in order to split the West. Think about this. We have Russia and America that are predominantly Christian. I can see how the globalist elites are starting to align themselves with China and dividing the West. Whose side do you want to be on? You want to be on the side of the globalist elites who think Jesus is burning in hell and benefit massively from pushing Russia away from the US? It's simple. We need to identify these forces of evil and reject them from leading our nation to its end. Look here, we have identified them. It only took 1 second. We must wake everyone up to this before it's too late. Seeing the crowd cheer for Dave Smith is just the beginning. We have a lot more to do in order to end our enslavement of Satan-worshiping globalists. This is the Paint the Town Red podcast, where we are Christ first and believe America should be too. The separation of church and state must be abolished. I am your host, Chance Bowen. God bless you, and God bless the truth.